Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land today? I hope this finds you well. Lord have mercy. Here we go. We're flying right on through May. I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait till 2020 is the hell over with. I'm so sick of this year. I don't know what to do. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. I don't know if anybody can hear this crap over on the other thing or not. There, I got it shut off.
2020 is a dumpster fire. It's official.
Oh my God. So, somebody sent a thing over on Facebook the other day, said, what do you think of 2020? And the gift was, here comes a big bus on fire going through this great big old mud hole in a little narrow gate.
About sums it up.
Yep. It is one rough ride, I'll tell you what. Well, we got a whole bunch of people out there in the chat already. Let's see, we got Jim Bashirs, we got Steve with Harmel Media, we got Portal Woodworks, that's David. We got Jimbo out there. We're glad to see all of you. We hope everything's going good with you. Please hit that like button for me and share this out wherever you can.
Charles Deering just showed up. Hi, Charles.
Hey, Charles, good to see you. Good to see you. Have everybody out there. I ran into an issue. You know, last week we had the issue that YouTube decided to puke in the middle of our show.
Yeah, so, we broke it. YouTube can't handle the cowbell. What can we say?
Oh, Lord. They had a fever and wouldn't even let me hit the cowbell. I'll tell you what. Man, oh, man. But tonight it was a Facebook issue. They wouldn't let me post my show on any of my groups.
I confirmed it. If you drop a link into a Facebook post, Facebook says, nope, not happening. We're fixing a problem.
So, and it would be when I'm ready to do my show. I only do it once a week, you know, right when I'm ready to do my shows, when they break everything, you know.
Is that a conspiracy against you?
I think so.
Uh-oh.
I think so. You know, things would be different if I ran the world.
I fear to imagine what that would be like.
I didn't say they'd be better. I said they'd be different.
I realize that. I do. I really do.
I tell you what, heads would roll. They'd be calling me Queen of Hearts.
Off with their heads.
I just run around batting people's heads right off their shoulders.
I wanted this yesterday.
Yeah.
Smack.
Lord have mercy. I tell you what, we would not have any monkeying around. I tell you what, no monkeying around on my timeline.
What's your policy about tacos?
Well, tacos are fine, but not in abundance. We'd have to have taco rationing.
No, I would have a problem with that.
Make you appreciate them more when you get them.
No, homie, don't play that. If one is good, more is better.
Oh, Lord. Jimbo wants to know if I'm feeling better. Well, at the moment I am, because I took a shower just before the show. I knew better than to try to come in here without taking a good shower and using all my chemicals on my skin to keep me from itching myself to death during the show. So at the moment, you know, I'm feeling a little bit better, but it will eventually wear off. And, you know, I'm taking like 4 showers a day and keeping scrubbed down with Noxzema and everything else. This stuff's horrible that I've got. I don't wish this on nobody. And don't ask me what it is, because I don't know. I've run the gambit of trying to outguess it. But it seems to be on the downhill side. Fingers crossed.
Good news.
I'm hoping that I'm on the downhill side of it. Now, that don't mean that it's wonderful, okay? It just means that I've stopped breaking out. And the itching seems to be coming either from the sores healing up or from the edema from my skin stretching, because, you know, I'm all swollen up like a toad frog. So I'm fighting the edema with the diuretics and everything, trying to get the water weight off of me. But yeah, I've been carrying about 20 pounds of extra water weight. And that ain't fun.
No, I can imagine it would not be.
So whatever this stuff is, you don't want it. I'll guarantee you don't want it.
Now, Charles put a comment. He says, the Star-Spangled Banner would start with howdy if you ran the world.
That's right. That's right. And everybody have a cowbell.
And Portal Woodworks would buy more tools. He just bought a huge radial arm saw, like a big antique one. That's where you pull the blade towards you on a moving arm. Show
Well,
me a
now,
picture of it. Looks awesome.
what's he gonna do with that?
Make dado cuts, where you grind out a little trough in a top of the board, but
Yeah,
not the whole way through, so
yeah.
you can fit boards together.
Huh. Well,
And cross cuts. Yeah. He's got a wood shop. He's going to cut wood with it.
see, why don't none of these people that have all these fancy tools live close to me?
Well,
So I can go over and see how all this stuff works, close up and personal. And
move to Georgia, and then you'll be closer to Portal.
Georgia don't want me.
Terry Marker's in the house. Hi, Terry.
Hey, Terry, good to see you. How's everything up there in northern Indiana tonight? It has been cloudy here. The temperatures have been milder. We're in the 60s.
It got to 70. It's 70 now, but it was colder earlier.
We can't get any sunshine. The sun won't come out and shine real good. I'd love to have some sunshine, buddy. I tell you what, I'd just get out and waller in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd take me a big old blanket out in the backyard and throw it down on the ground and just get down there and just waller. Like, you've seen a pig get down and waller in the dirt. I'd throw that blanket down. I'd just waller on it.
Portal says, come down for a visit. I'm sure he can push all his table saws together and like retract the blade underneath and then put a pillow on it. You'd be fine.
I don't know if I'm allowed in Georgia.
What?
They might have guards at the gate, and say, hey, don't let her in here.
What did you do, Brenda? Terry says it's windy, and Jimbo says move to Florida. No, I can't bring myself to move to Florida. Florida has too much insane weather.
Well,
take it.
Florida is an okay place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there. That's my feeling on Florida. We used to go there when I was a kid. I haven't been there. Oh my God, I was probably 16, 17 years old. So, it's been eons ago since I was there. But we used to go every summer when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. My mother had an aunt that lived down there. And so we go see her. And, it was okay to visit, but I would not want to live there. It rained every day. And then it would get hot and muggy and nasty. And all you could do is stay in the house until darn near dark.
Bugs and mosquitoes and wild animals.
Yeah, it just wasn't my idea of, someplace where I would want to live. But, there's other people that enjoy it and like it. And that's why there's a lot of people there. But
I guess you're always close to water because there's water all over on either side of the state.
Yeah, we go to the beach. But as a kid, that was fun. But as an adult, probably not so much because I burned to a crisp. I did when I was a kid. And, you get out there and spend 5 minutes and then you be burnt for the rest of your vacation and miserable, the rest of the time that you was gone. So
you're closer to the equator. So the sun's stronger down there.
Yeah.
People visit from Pennsylvania and they're like, I can take a couple hours. No,
you
those
can't.
3 hours really, that's like 10 hours of Pennsylvania exposure.
Yeah. Jimbo said he was born and raised there and he's lived there all his life. See, that's a little bit different when you're acclimated to it that way. But, when you're not acclimated to it, it's just a little too warm. Now, if I hit the lottery, when my ship comes in, I would go to Hot Springs, Arkansas.
Okay.
The temperature seems to be pretty mild there year round. They don't get more than like an inch of snow here in the winter.
I mean, what's the big draw to live there? I mean, they got Walmart corporate office, but what else?
Weather more than anything else.
Landlocked.
It's mild as far as temperature and stuff is concerned, and there's a lot of things to go and do and see down there. So, I was there. It's probably been 40 years ago. I was down around Hot Springs and I liked it down there. It was a lot of fun. I was at a resort down there for a few days and, I thought, that the temperature is pretty good. Now I thought that I'd probably like it in Tennessee until I started finding out about all the flooding and The place that I would wanted to move, they was flooded, and I thought, what?
No.
Where else is flooded? The entire state was flooded. Every place you looked was flooded,
Wow.
and was always flooded. It was flooded year round. Every place you looked, and
Didn't know that. Harneal Media says lots of tornadoes in Tennessee and Arkansas, I think he was referring to. Scarlett QM is here. Hello.
hello, Scarlett. Good to see you. Welcome to the show.
She dropped some emojis, a red heart and a red rose. Awesome.
Hit that button, that like button, and share the show out if you would. Invite your friends. What we do here, we probably need to get around to what we're doing. Lord have mercy, we've been on here 12 minutes. What we do here is we have a lot of fun, and we share odd but true facts. And if we like the true facts that you give us, if they blow our minds, because the show's called Mind Equals Blown, if they blow our minds, we'll give you free cowbell rings and free virtual tacos, which are not worth anything except a lot of fun.
Yeah. So drop those interesting but true facts in the chat, and Brenda and I will riff off them and reward you appropriately.
To give you an idea, here's one that says, there are more cars in Southern California than there are cows in India.
Well, California is its own country. There are so many people in California. It's ridiculous.
Is it called California Stan yet?
Well, they're going to break it into 5 different states. At least they're trying to. SoCal, NorCal, and a couple other names.
We just got a new one there in the chat, and well, I don't know. I'll butcher that all to hootenannies and back. Appendicom, Ponto,
Turismo,
Bandito.
Bandito. Yeah, there you go.
Did I get that
Welcome.
anywhere close? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming to the show. Tell everybody about it. Hit that like button. Jimbo says, did you know that Federal Express and UPS are one company now?
No, that's not true. Is it, Jimbo? Oh, how did that get approved? What type of merger? That's incredible.
I know that UPS sends a lot of their stuff to the United Postal Service to be delivered for them.
Well, that the
and aggravate the United Postal Service all to hootenannies and back, but yeah.
But nothing's going to merge with the Postal Service. That's a government entity. The Federal Express and UPS are private companies. I did not know they merged. If that's true, that's impressive.
The new name is Fed Ups.
Charles Deering says zebras are black with white stripes. Okay. Oh, no.
Let's say percentage of Americans who say that God has spoken to them is 36%.
Wonder what God said.
Does that mean that the other, what would that be? 64% ain't listening?
Well, maybe. Or nothing.
Average number of people airborne over the U.S. any given hour is 61,000.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, there's the airspace is very crowded. It's probably a lot less now because there's fewer flights, but yeah. Oh,
and I'll tell them something else we got going here on the channel. If you want a network, you know how YouTube in its infinite wisdom decided to take our 3-button thing away from us, where you hover over it with your mouse there on the chat and you click the 3 buttons, and it used to give us the ability to go and hit the channel for people and take a look at their channels and see if we wanted to support them or not. Well, they took that away from us. So what Matt and I have done is we set up here on the channel that we've got this sign-up sheet, and it's listed there in the chat. Stream Elements has it up there for the form, and you go to the form and you put in the name of your channel and the URL for your channel. Then the second URL is for the spreadsheet. When you put your name and your URL on the form, it automatically puts it over on the spreadsheet with everybody else that's signed up. And when you go over to that spreadsheet, you can check out everybody else's channels and network with them. If you like what you see over there, watch a video, see if you like what their content is. And if you do, then you can hit the button and you can leave them a comment and a like and all that kind of thing. Make friends with people. That's what networking is. We're not talking about sub and any of that craziness. We're talking about making friends and learning how to run your channel, learning from everybody else that's on YouTube. So if you like what you see on other people's channels, you can do this.
Boycott Matt Haas showed up. He says, not going to do it. Matt's got to fix it. Yeah, I have a show called All Things YouTube, and boycott Matt Haas, who is a moderator on my channel. He's recommending I fix it. Like, I have access to Google. I was at Google. That's my name badge when I visited Google in that frame. But no, I do not have control to fix that.
Well, I think that you and I need stage coup.
Oh, nothing we do is going to move the needle at YouTube corporate.
We just need to take it all over. We'll take over Facebook and YouTube and Google and Alphabet and Soup and Campbell's and everything.
All right, let's do it. What's step one?
Well, I had the idea. You come up with the first step.
All
Lord
right,
have mercy. Am I supposed to do this on my own?
We have to go to Mountain View, California. That's step one. I know an executive that works there. Maybe I'll make an appointment to see her. And once we're in the building, then we'll execute our plan.
Yeah, we'll just take over. We ought to be able to do it remotely.
Well, if I could get access to the server room, I could break into the terminal and do /:hack and then take over the whole thing.
Yeah, it just pops up there on their screen and says, "You have been assimilated."
All hail the cowbell. I would just like to change the logo on the front page of Google. The Google logo. I would like to change it to like mind equals blown or something like that.
Change it to a cowbell.
Change it to, hey, why not? And when you click it, it goes to Christopher Walken's homepage. 40 Entrepreneur Drive is here. Hello.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have you. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yep, she says long time no see to you. It's good to meet you. I'm Matt.
She's got an interesting channel over there. You ought to go check her out.
Well, I would, but there's no
she came in late. She probably don't know about our sign up sheet. So drop them links again there. Go over to the sign up sheet and you'll put the name of your channel and your URL for your channel there on the sign up sheet.
Oh, I found her.
And then that'll drop your name onto our spreadsheet. You can go onto the spreadsheet and check out everybody's channels that's signed up there. And we network that way since YouTube's decided to take our ability to do it through the chat away from us.
I just put the sign up link, which is the form, and then the spreadsheet link, which is read only. Did we say the spreadsheet is read only? Don't ask Brenda for access to update the spreadsheet. You update the spreadsheet by using the form.
Yeah. Spreadsheets read only, but you can click the links, to go to people's channels there on the spreadsheet. You just can't change anything on it.
Do you want me to do a screen share of?
Yeah, if you want to.
Let's do it. My machine.
There she is.
My monitor is much bigger. Whoops. Sorry. There we go.
I like her banner. It's nice and clean.
Over 1,000 subscribers. Good on you.
Yep.
Keep kicking butt. I'm gonna push that red button right there for sure. What's a lot of live streams? My goodness.
She's a go-getter. I'll tell you what. That girl's got it going on.
She's all over it. Look at these. I love multiple playlists. She's got it going on for sure.
I'll mention right now while I'm thinking about it, because my mind's only about 2 seconds long, that I will be putting up a new Heifer Haven later tonight.
Ooh, dear Heifer Haven.
Dear Heifer Haven.
What you gonna talk about today, Brenda G? What you gonna talk about today?
Heifer wants to know.
Oh, good stuff. I love me them heifer havens.
Yeah, when I get to feeling better, I'll be putting up more than one a week.
Hey, what
It's been
happens
rough.
to your audio? Sometimes your audio sounds a little different on those, where it gets kind of, I don't know how to
Well, it
describe.
has to do with what headset I'm using and how close I get that headset to the microphone, because sometimes the headsets like to feedback. I didn't realize it until after I'd done a couple of them, and then I figured out what's going on. And so now I, try to be a little bit more careful with that. But yeah, for no longer than they are, I figure people can put up with it for, a minute or less.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make the content any less enjoyable. Oh, you're welcome, 40 Entrepreneur Drive. You got it. And Iron Firehorse showed up, and Niantic River Woodcrafting with Chris Nealon. long channel name. I have to take a whole breath to say it. I love the long channel names. I'm a big fan.
Is to coin a phrase, howdy.
Oh, she's someone likes the fact that you're so techie, Brenda, with all the spreadsheets and forms. Yep.
Yeah, I wonder where I got that from.
Well, to your credit, you didn't miss a beat. I told you what to do, and you jumped right on it. I mean, a lot of people I do consulting, they'll fumble all over. They don't know what to click on, and you were.
I didn't do too bad for somebody that don't know what they're doing.
You've got a lot more skills than you lead on. I've worked with a lot of people, and you're above.
Don't tell nobody. It's a secret.
Don't look behind the curtain.
I've prided my whole life in everybody thinking that I'm ignorant. The more ignorant people think you are, the more you can get away with.
Now, look, see, 40 Entrepreneur Drive is talking about bots on the YouTube platform, and someone was talking to me about bots. I'm just curious to know, what exactly are you dealing with when you're dealing with bots? I know that's a little off topic, but something I'm interested in, because aside from that stupid wannabe friends bot, which would drop a comment on every video, and it was even dropping comments 10 minutes before a video was made public. So it was like a hack. Like someone got to the root level of YouTube and did something they shouldn't have done. Anyway, I think they figured it out. I don't see it much anymore. But
nobody's asked me tonight about my hat.
To my credit, the pre-show I asked about it.
I'm wearing my Mad Hatter hat because it's covering up my Covey-Dovey hair. My girl told me last month that she's going to put me on her list, so when they got opened back up, she'd do my hair. Now, for the last 2 weeks that they've been supposed to be opened up, her phone has been off the hook, and I can't get a hold of my girl. So I got on the phone today. I thought, surely to God, there's got to be somebody else in town that can cut hair. And it might not look good, but at least there'll be less of it. So first 2 places that I called couldn't get me in until the middle of June. I thought, Lord, I can't take it. I'll be shaving my head for then. So the third place I called said that they could get me in next Wednesday. And while I'm not happy about that, it's better than wait until next month. So I decided that I'd just shove all that hair up underneath this big hat. And I ain't been cutting 3.5 months. So yeah, it's getting kind of long.
Well, I'm thankfully, I don't think my hair looks too bad, but it's way longer than I like it. Oh, the sides are starting to get this like mushroom shape. I like them high and tight. Anyway.
Well, just get you some wax and wax it straight up.
I bought clippers, but I'm afraid doing it myself, I'll get it all wonky.
Wax it up into a mohawk. Then use some of that, the Kool-Aid stuff they put on it, and change it color.
I'll pass, thank you.
I went up to Arby's the other day to get me a sandwich. And when I got up there, all the girls working in there has got the Kool-Aid color hair.
Oh.
And the first time seeing her from the back, she had real short hair, but she had like a raspberry pink hair color. I'm like, what in the hell happened to you? Then the next one that comes up, she's got some kind of blue blueberry thing mixed up in her hair. And then another one comes through and she's got some more of that strawberry stuff mixed up in her hair. And about that time, the first one turns around facing me. And I can't make this up. She had some, I don't know what this makeup was that she had, but it was neon pink. Eyebrows and lipstick and some kind of pink stuff all over her eyes. And I swear to God, I wanted to ask her, honey, have you got the pink eye? What is wrong with you? And I thought if I was the boss in there, I'd have turned her around to the door and sent her back home.
If you're looking to me for answers, you're looking at the wrong places. I don't know why anyone would do that. Your partner in crime just showed up, Jim Dockrow.
Hey, that's my brother from another mother.
Oh, it is. Yes. It's up right away. He busts up with the hat comment. Good on you, Jim.
Yeah, this is my Mad Hatter hat. You know, it's got the 10 shilling 6 pence on the side of it. And I don't know if anybody knows this or not, but I'm all about Alice in Wonderland. My house is decorated in Alice in Wonderland. I got Alice in Wonderland prints on the wall, and I got an Alice in Wonderland tea set on the coffee table, and I'm all about Alice in Wonderland here. That's my entire life.
Book.
My entire life's just, you know, I fell down the rabbit hole a long time ago.
Is the hat lined with lead to make it firm?
No, it's lined with hair from my Covey-Dovey hairdo.
That's why they call them Mad Hatters, because they used to put lead in the hats to stiffen them up, and then the lead would give them lead poisoning, and they would go mad. Call them the Mad
Hence
Hatter.
the Mad Hatter.
The white rabbit. Look at the white rabbit emoji. I like that.
How many people are happy about all this stuff going on with Covey-Dovey, where you got to suit up in a hazmat suit and God only knows what to get into a business these days, you know, stand in line 6 foot apart. You got to carry Covey sticks with you, you know, to keep people poked off of you. I carry 2 because I want to be a Covey ninja. Yeah. And how many people like all this stuff that's going on? You think that this is necessary? You all for it? And you think it's long overdue? Or you wish that you could be a free American?
Oh, Iron Firehorse said he thought it was mercury. Was it? I thought it was lead, but I mean, who knows?
No, I think it was lead.
So Jim has the good statement. Alice in Wonderland is a euphemism for an acid trip, LSD. And that I can agree with that. Oh my.
Okay. Chris says that he goes with the protection.
Mercury for hats. Maybe it was mercury. Mercury is nothing to mess with. Okay, and it's a very strange element, mercury. It has weird properties. You spin mercury in a vortex and run electricity through it, and some wacky stuff starts happening.
Well, you know, when I was a kid, we used to break thermometers to play with the mercury.
Oh, that's not good. You shouldn't touch it. Yeah.
And then years later, they started saying that wasn't a good thing to do.
My brother worked for the American Heart Association, and they had old equipment for, you know, taking your temperature that had mercury in it, and he needed to recycle it. And he tried for years to find someone, and he finally found someone who would properly recycle it.
Chris says that explains a lot. Yep. You know, they talked about the lead in the paint. You know, well, shoot, we used to chew the paint off the woodwork in the house when I was a kid.
Well, lead is very sweet. Has a very sweet. It tastes like candy, apparently.
We couldn't afford candy.
The Romans used to put lead powder in their wine to make the wine sweeter. They would straight up drink the crap.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons the Roman Empire fell, is because all the upper echelon were lead poisoned, because they didn't have caulking for their plumbing, because they had actual plumbing. They used lead to waterproof the bus, so the water's running right over the lead. It's
right. Cool. Crystal McGuire's here. Welcome, Crystal. Glad
Hi,
you made it.
Crystal. And someone said Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. That's the Beatles song. And I think they did that because at the time there was a publication that would analyze song lyrics and then tell you what the song lyrics really meant. And the Beatles are like, all right, we're going to get them. We're just going to make a song that's completely ridiculous. I think they came up with that one.
Spinning and Winning with Blaine is in the house. Welcome, Blaine.
Hey, I love
you're still spinning and winning.
I love to gamble. I'm not a big slot player. I play card games, but yeah.
Well, the reason I was asking about the, this COVID-19 thing, where it seems to me that they like to play a big game with everybody. And I bring this up because I had an appointment in March to get my teeth cleaned, and they canceled that because of the COVID-19. And then they set it up for April. Well, in April, we was all on the lockdown. So they sent me a message, said, we're canceling this until we'll get in touch with you when we open back up. And I said, okay, fine. Well, they contacted me a couple of days ago, and they said, hey, we're opening back up here, and we'd like to get you in to clean your teeth. And we got an appointment next week. And I said, all right. So then she makes the appointment. She says, now, here's the deal. And I'm like, what do you mean? What's the deal? She says, when you get here, you stay in your car. You call us from the car and let us know that you're here, and we will come out and get you and escort you into the building because we can't have more than one patient in our waiting room at a time. I said, now, wait a minute. I'm not interested in playing. I said, when are you going to be open for business and I can walk in there like a free American? I'm not interested in being held in my vehicle like I'm some prisoner. You coming out, get me in chains and drag me in there. I assume that you wanting to charge me for the privilege of getting my teeth cleaned, so you can treat me like I'm a regular American here instead of like some kind of a hostage. And she's kind of chuckling. She says, well, I understand. She says, but they got us doing all this stuff. We got to do it this way. And I said, when is it going to open back up? When are we going to be able to just travel like normal people again? And she says, well, all I know is that everything's supposed to be open back up by the 4th of July. Now, I can make the appointment after the 4th of July. And I said, that will work for me. If I can walk in there like a free American, not have to play the COVID-19 games with you people. And so they made me an appointment for July. But I was just wondering, is everybody playing this game, or are you just waiting it out, until you can move freely again? Because it just seems to me like a whole bunch of garbage. If I was in trouble and needed a tooth pulled or needed, some kind of emergency thing done on my teeth, that'd be a different story. But, just for regular appointment kind of thing, it just seems to be a bit over the top.
Billy Burt showed up. Hi, Billy Burt.
Hey, Billy, good to see you.
A couple comments about Mercury in here that I'm fascinated with. Jim said that he had some equipment at the steel mill, and the equipment had a quart of mercury in them. Old process instruments, whatever that is. Old process instruments, a quart of mercury in them. And then Chris said he has a whole bunch, and he can't legally do anything with it. It's got to stay in his house. He can't take it anywhere. That's nuts. Flow meters, Matt. Okay. Wow. Why would they need mercury for a flow meter? But I guess they made a piece of equipment.
Blaine said that I should have went and took the cowbell with me.
Let me in. Ding, ding, ding.
Mark Lindsay's here. Welcome, Mark. Good to see you.
Oh, when did he show up? Oh, there he is. You slipped in, Mark. Hi, Mark. Oh, he's mowing his lawn. Oh, boy. I've been doing that a lot lately. My lawn looks spectacular. I've been treating it myself. This is the second year I've been self-treating, and it's amazing.
Well, they came and did my front yard was it the end of last week? I think it was. They got here. The whole front of my yard is mulch.
Wow.
And so I have that done once a year, and they came and cleaned all the weeds up out of it and putting down new mulch, and so it looks real pretty out front now. And then the next day, my lawnmower guy come and he mowed the back part, so place is looking pretty decent right now. I always like it when my yard looks better than everybody else's around me.
That's my goal. I want to get it nice and dark green because I'm pumping nitrogen into it like crazy.
Mark says it's been raining for 4 weeks. He got tired of hearing jungle noises, so he had to mow.
There you go.
I'm trying to get my garden out. We finally got past the frost, but now it just keeps raining every day. I'm hoping by next week that it dries up enough that I can get out there, because I don't have that much stuff to plant. I don't think it'll take me more than an hour or two if I get out there and get at it and get her done.
We have 2 tomato plants. They almost died on us till I got them in the ground. Now they're starting to come back. Jeff Robinson's here. He says, don't forget about those old thermometers. They had mercury in it for the thermostats on your wall. Had mercury in them too. Thermostats. Yeah, cool. Yeah, that stuff's everywhere. Well, it was everywhere. And I think some injectable medicine has mercury in it as a stabilizing, so it doesn't go bad. As a preservative. It's crazy.
Yeah, talking about their gardens. I got 3 tomato plants back in the utility room. They're about a foot tall now. I need to go out there in that garden, but I want it to, I don't want to put them out there and drown them. They've made it this far. I'd like to, give them a fighting chance.
The first silent light switches had mercury contacts. What? Anti-vaxxers love mercury? What? Why would anyone love mercury as a medical type thing? And yeah, vaccines have heavy metals in them. Yeah, I remember, because when my son was getting his vaccine, I was concerned about it, but they tried to remove it from many of the vaccines, but some of them still had it.
Yeah, vaccines have so much stuff in them. Lord have mercy. Can't convince me that stuff's a good idea. If you ask the doctor what is in the vaccine and they can't tell you, that's a bad sign right there.
Ethyl mercury is an antifungal used in medicines. It's different from methyl mercury, which is dangerous. I just love it at Teotihuacan, Mexico. No, it wasn't there. In someplace in South America, under the big pyramid, there was in a secret, hidden chamber, there was a swimming pool full of liquid mercury under that big. There's some pyramid ancient site that mimics the planets of our solar system. They have a pyramid for each planet, and the big one's the sun, and underneath that sucker, huge, big. It was like it wasn't a swimming pool, but it was like the size was just there. And mercury looks the same now as it did 10,000 years ago. So it was just like a sea of silver, and it was mercury. They're like, what were ancient people doing with so much mercury? Anyway, crazy.
Yeah, they're talking about the vaccines and stuff. Well, to each their own, but I don't think anybody should be forced into taking something that they don't agree with. And I think we're probably all going to be facing that if they come up with something for this COVID-Rovi thing. I think they're going to make it real difficult for us to be able to do business or anything else if we don't buckle under and take that. But time will tell.
Billy's talking about the polio and smallpox vax.
Mm-hmm.
Those are 2 things you do not want.
Yeah.
You do not want that. And even measles. Some people got it so wrong. They're like, oh, thank God my child only has the measles. Measles kills 10% of the people it infects. I mean, my God.
Well, I had all 3 of the measles. I had the German measles, the black measles, and the red measles when I was a kid. I had the chicken pox and the mumps. And made it through all of that.
I had the mumps and the chicken pox. Even though I was vaccinated. No, Or did they not exist back then? I don't know, but I saw, I got the chicken pox during my prom. Oh, I was devastated.
I had all that when I was a little kid. I missed almost all of first grade because I was
Mm,
sick with. I would no more than get over one thing than I'd get something else. But see, back in the day, when I was a little kid, people just they would have play dates. If your kid had measles, you took your kid over to their house and
yeah,
let your kid get it.
that's the wrong thing to do because it's very possible for that to take you. Rubella is what Jim Dockrell's talking about. Very dangerous. My stepson died. Oh no. Wow, that's crazy.
But yeah, that's how they did it when I was a kid. Is if your kid had it, everybody took their kids over to that person's house and let their kids get it, so that it run its course and be done with it. Because once you had it, you didn't get it again. You were immune to it, and just bite your upper lip, go on, and be miserable for a week or two, and it was over. Jeff
Mhm.
Robinson said he only had the mumps.
No, those aren't fun. I mean,
Mm-mm.
but I mean, some of these things they vaccinate from, you do not want to get them. You do not want them because they are a bag of hurt.
Yeah, 40 Entrepreneur Drive said that she's heard of building up the immunity that way too. Yeah, that's how they did it when I was a kid. But times change and things are different. I'll tell you, things just keep changing and changing. And this has probably been about maybe, I don't know, 20 years ago now, that I was talking to a lady friend of mine that she had a bunch of kids, and their kids was playing. They was riding bicycles and doing all kinds of things. As they was going out the door, she hollered at one of them. She says, "You put your helmet and your pads on." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she says, "They got to put their helmets and pads on or we'll get ticketed." And I said, "Helmet and pads for what?" And she says, "For riding bicycles." And I said, "What are you talking about?" I mean, it was like she was speaking some kind of foreign language. And she says, "They have to wear helmets and pads on their knees and elbows when they're out riding the bicycles, because if they fall off and get hurt and they're not wearing that stuff, you get ticketed. Or if they even get caught riding and they don't have that stuff on, not hurt, you'll get ticketed." And
I
I said, "Are you kidding me?" She says, "No." And I said, "Lord have mercy. When I was a kid, we fell off. We got scraped up, beat up, marked from one end to the other. That was our badge of honor. Go home, have mom dig the gravel out of your knees and go on." And she says, "Not anymore."
I was on the back of a kid's bike. Remember those banana seats, those
Uh-huh.
old style bikes? And we were screaming down the hill, and then we had to turn, and there was a telephone pole, and he was leaning into that, and he was heading for that. My head was coming right to that telephone pole, and I went like this. I went, "Mm," it went, whew. It didn't touch me, but man, if my melon would have hit that, I, yeah, there'd have been like goo everywhere.
I've got a funny banana seat story for you.
Oh boy.
When I was a kid, we didn't have much money. We lived out on the farm, and we made do with whatever we had. But there was a place that was about 5 miles from the house where this guy took all kinds of old bicycles and whatever's tore up on them, and he just had this great big old pile of bicycle parts. And he'd go out there and he'd start taking stuff apart and make a bicycle out of all these parts and stuff that he had. And then he'd sell the bicycle, to somebody that needed one for their kid. So I was begging for a bike. I wanted a bike. So Daddy said, "Okay, get in the truck. We'll go see what the feller has down here." So we go down there, and he had this old bicycle, and it wasn't pretty. It was cobbled up mess. But now Dad says, "Look," he says, "I'll buy you a can of spray paint." He says, "Whatever color paint you want, you can paint that bicycle." He says, "And then you save up your allowance, and you get whatever accessories and stuff you want from that bike, fix it up the way you want it." So that's what we did. I wanted a purple bicycle. So he got me a can of purple spray paint, and I spray painted that bicycle. and I saved up and I got me a set of what they called monkey bar handlebars, that was
Yeah.
big high ones. And
Yep.
then I got the streamers, the purple metallic streamers that come down.
Nice.
And then I got me a purple metallic banana seat
Ooh.
for that bicycle. I thought I was in high cotton now. That was just the reason. I got a basket for the front of it so that when I went down to my granny's house, she lived about a mile down the road, I could take my record player and some records or, whatever stuff that I wanted to take down there to granny's house, put it right there on my bicycle, and take it on down the road. Well, my mother decided one day. Now, my mother was a great, big, heavy-set woman. She had one of them Marge Simpson hairdos, the beehive that was about 10 foot high. And she decided one day that she wanted to ride my bicycle.
Oh, okay.
So she goes out. Now, you never told Mom no. Mom's going to do what Mom's going to do. So she goes out there. She gets my bicycle out of the yard, takes it out to the lane, and she gets on it. And she starts to try to ride it, and she's standing up. And when she goes to sit down on that banana seat, that banana seat went squarely up the crack of her hind end.
What? Oh, no.
And I fell down in the yard rolling and laughing because it was the funniest thing I ever seen in my life because my banana seat disappeared. It disappeared completely. There was no sign of this banana seat anywhere. And there was Mom with this big look on her face and that big hairdo.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, can't make this stuff up.
We got to close the show on a high note. We can't beat that.
She never tried to ride my bicycle again.
There you go. Bicycles left alone in peace after that.
Oh, mercy.
Someone said, Jim Dockrell, his banana seat was the color of electrical tape because he had to tape it all up all the time. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. But yeah, that was the funniest bicycle story that I've ever had in my life because you can't make that up. That was just hysterical.
Crazy. Mark Lindsay, we built one ramp so big the police made us take it down. Oh, no. Oh.
Billy Burt says that was not a pretty visual. No, but it was funny. I didn't say it'd be pretty. I said it would be funny, and it was funny.
Yeah, cops are no fun, says Iron Fire Horse. That's insane. My goodness. Can you hear that?
What was that screeching? You got some bats in the attic?
It's the neighbor girls screaming in the backyard, in my neighbor's backyard.
Well, what the hell are they doing out there scream that loud?
I don't know. Chasing each other. I got the curtains drawn because I don't want extra light in here. I don't know what they're doing. Doing something.
Oh, my. But yeah, I can't look at a bicycle with a banana seat on it without thinking about Mom.
Well, those bikes were cool as hell. Like, that was a cool bike. For sure.
Yeah, the only thing she ever said about that is, I don't see how in the hell you ride that thing.
Thanks, Mom. Just stay off of it.
Mark said he almost made the world's worst pogo stick joke, but he's better than that. Oh, my.
Any true or interesting facts? Drop them in the chat. We're going to wrap up the show here soon.
Well,
get a few more in.
Let's see what else I got here. Portions of land in the U.S. owned by the government, 1/3.
Really?
Yep.
That's a lot of land.
Yes, it is.
I know they got all of Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
practically all 90% of it. And wow, crazy.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
my screen went all cattywampus on me here. Shoot, fire. There we go.
Well, I'd like to share with the audience that on my All Things YouTube channel, got a lot of big things brewing over there. So if you haven't pushed the red button, there's going to be a ton of videos releasing all at once. It's going to be something else. Working on something big. So get on it.
You're taking over the YouTubies.
I think I am. Trying to. I got a new piano video I posted yesterday. The hardest song I've ever played. It's Ed Sheeran's Perfect, but really, really hard. There's one part where you kind of use all the different fingers and it was all over the place. And I practiced. Finally got it right.
Mark Lindsay posted a fact. He said 2/3 of Oregon isn't green forest, it's desert, which is where a bunch of earthquakes are happening.
Ruh-roh. My goodness.
And see, he says 82 to 85% in Nevada, depending on who you listen to, is owned by the government.
Yeah.
And then Jim Dockrell says that Michigan has free swimming lessons this week.
Not funny. Yeah, they say that I heard that Oregon, the ocean and the beaches in parts of Oregon are so unmonitored. Anyone can just like roll right up and come into the country unchecked. I don't know if that's true or not. 40 Entrepreneur Drive says, I just realized this was you, Mr. Matt. I was trying to highlight you before and didn't see you. Okay. Yep. Matt, All Things YouTube.
All Things YouTube, Awesome Wood Things, Piano Awesome.
And sometimes I play Freddie Mercury just for funsies.
And he's got a bunch of other channels he won't admit to.
Yeah.
I heard that has something to do with porn, but I'm not sure.
This is my Patreon exclusive, my rainbow sticker. If anyone wants one of these stickers, the wood ones, just ask me and I'll send it to you for free. But if you want this one, $1 patrons on Patreon. And I got some of your stickers around here somewhere.
Do they look like this?
They do.
There's my sticker. If anybody wants to trade stickers, just let me know. I'm pretty easy to find. We'll trade stickers with you. I got a sticker board up here that I'm trying to fill up, so we'll trade. Or if you just want one of mine, I'll send you one. Matt's going to turn his face into a sticker board.
I love self-promotion.
Jim Docker says Louisiana Creole French is a product of Quebec Canadians leaving.
My goodness. Oh, Mark confirmed my suspicions about Oregon. Yeah, I heard that somewhere. They're like, if you want to enter the United States, just get in a boat and park it in Oregon. Just boom, you're in. He says, what did he say? All beaches in Oregon are public and aren't patrolled very much. That's what he says. Oh, Terry's got to run. Bye, Terry. Thanks for stopping by. Drop a like if you haven't. That helps.
So the word Cajun is a corruption of the word Acadian, according to Mark Lindsay.
Well, if Mark Lindsay said it, it's probably true. Good luck. Good luck making landfall. It's some serious surf out there. Okay, well, fair enough. No poutine. Jim says there's no poutine. Don't tell Pat Lapp.
I always enjoyed watching that Cajun cook, Justin Wilson.
I don't know who that is.
He did a cooking show, and he'd make all kinds of Cajun dishes. He was from Louisiana, and he'd say, "It's good, I guarantee."
All I know is
Blue shirt and red suspenders. Yep, Charles Deering knows who I'm talking about.
guarantee. They're talking about poutine. They're talking about poutine. I think of Pat Lapp every time I think of poutine because he did a video where he ate a large serving of poutine. That's all what, well, and then he had a daydream about people unsubscribing from him on YouTube. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And he built a one-string guitar out of a hockey stick and he sent it to Leo, which has a huge rock and roll cover channel. He's a musician.
Mhm.
And Leo's latest video featured the hockey stick that Pat Lapp made and shipped. It was crazy. And it was really expensive. I forget where he's at. Is he in Denmark or I don't know, he's somewhere in Europe, and it cost a fortune to ship it there. It took forever too, but finally made it. One string guitar. It was a real guitar, but it was a hockey stick. He built it into a hockey stick. I was like, that's nuts.
Yeah, they're out there talking about the things Justin Wilson used to say. I'm going to tell you what.
Told you. Oh my goodness. Told you what? Oh, dear
It's hot. It's hot now. I guarantee. They'd be pouring that hot sauce in there. I'll tell you what. He didn't ever have nary a worm. I done burn them all up. Yeah, let me tell you what I'm gonna do.
At the one maker get together, we have the slip and slide party at Tony's house, and they make poutine on site for everyone. They grill the fries, and they put all the fixings on it. It's disgusting.
Well, let's see. We've been on here about an hour. I think probably about time to wind her down. So I'll put up a Heifer Haven later tonight. What you gonna do?
I'm gonna work on my secret project over on All Things YouTube.
Okay.
And I did just publish a video yesterday on Piano Awesome. So you won't see much activity from me on YouTube, but believe me, there's a lot happening.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll have to stay tuned, stay posted to see what you're up to over there. And I thank everybody for coming tonight. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Tell your friends about this. I don't want to be the best kept secret on the internet now. We're free to come and go on YouTube as we please. We don't have to wear masks on here. We don't have to be escorted into the building like we're a bunch of criminals. You know, we can do what we want to do here. 40 Entrepreneur Drive says she's got a quick question. She says, anybody ordering out visiting restaurants? I want takeout so bad. I have been going through drive-thrus from time to time to get a little something, because I just have not felt like trying to cook a whole lot. So, I think that's okay. We do have one family restaurant here in town that has been open for carry out. And there's been twice that I've gone up there to get a good hot meal, rather than having to eat garbage from the drive-thrus. But here in our town, now where you live may vary, but here's the deal. Where I live, it's mostly Amish. We have only had 8 cases of the COVID here in our county, and ain't nobody died from it. I don't think anybody's even been hospitalized. They just self-quarantined. So it's not like I'm in a big hot spot. So your mileage may vary where you're at as to how much you want to expose yourself to something. But, if you're in a very low expectation area, I think you're probably okay. Jim Dockrell says there's been no cases where he's at in almost 3 weeks.
That's good.
But
40 Entrepreneur has been cooking at home nonstop, ready to treat herself. Yeah, go soon. Yeah. In Pennsylvania, the takeout has been happening since the beginning. And so we've got hot wings and, we get pizzas and.
Yeah, some of the restaurants here are now open for like 25% capacity. And, they'll let people in, but they got to sit 3 or 4 tables apart.
We're not at that. That's happening, I think, next Friday. We're going to get to that point. We're takeout only now.
From what I've seen, and I haven't been out that much, but from what I've seen, there's not very many cars in the parking lots in these places. So I think people are being very standoffish about how fast they're going to go out to the restaurants and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
In your big cities, it might be a little bit different. I'm just in kind of a small area here, but yeah. Mark Lindsay says they've hit the local barbecue joint at least 4 times where he's at. I'm not real big on takeout food myself normally, but when you're not feeling good and you don't want to be standing and trying to cook a whole lot, sometimes it's easier just to run up the street because I'm close to everything. I live right downtown, so I'm close to everything. It don't take 5 minutes to go get a bite to eat and get back here and get my feet back up so that I can try to fight this edema off. And then Charles says a lot of case numbers are rising because more testing is happening. And I think that varies from area to area, on how much how they have in these testing kits being floated around. Jim Docker says there was a nursing home outbreak that is finally contained. It was spread by 2
asymptomatic.
Okay, asymptomatic workers. Yeah, they're in the county. Well, a couple counties over in Ohio, they had a big breakout in a nursing home over there, and took out a bunch of people, and that made the numbers rise real heavy over there.
Nope.
It's a shame,
Hopefully it's all behind us soon, and hopefully my concert on the 11th of August will happen. I'm not hopeful, but
well,
I would love it to happen.
In some places, they're canceling the fairs.
It's not my concert. I'm going to a concert.
Yeah. Some places they're canceling the fairs. They haven't canceled the one here in my county yet. They're right now, as it sits, it's going on as planned, and that'll be in July. And then in August, we have that big hootenanny here in town that goes on for about 5 days for the tractor show, where everybody in town sets up a tent and puts out flea market and, all kinds of stuff to sell. And I don't know, if they're going to try to do that this summer or not. I would assume if they're going to do the fair, they'll probably try to do that too. But I don't know how well it'll go over. Everybody wearing masks and carrying their COVID-ovie sticks to keep everybody 6 foot away.
Yeah.
I want 2. I want 2 COVID-ovie sticks to carry, 1 in each hand, because I want to be a COVID-ovie ninja.
2 sticks equal more whacking.
I said stay away.
It's for a big hoop dress.
That's right. Oh, hey, if they get too close, I'll just grab that skirt and pull it right up over my head.
Mark Lindsay's wife plays bagpipes. No trouble keeping people away. The bagpipes are a roaring.
She can play her bagpipes, and I'll play the cowbell.
Bagpipes have a keyboard on them.
Yep.
I dig it.
Yep.
1 year. I've been playing the piano 1 year, folks. Can you believe it? I passed my 1 year anniversary on the piano.
And nobody's knocked you out yet.
Well, no one's going to stop me because I never planned to perform. I'm just doing it for funsies.
Oh, shoot. Well, I threatened him once with shutting it down. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Thanks, everybody, for coming. We'll be back next Thursday. Watch for the Heifer Haven that comes out tonight, and keep an eye over there on All Things YouTube, and let's see what Matt comes up with. And we will see you next Thursday. Y'all behave. Bye now.
Bye. I support finger guns instead of shaking hands.